So good morning dear cadets. So yesterday we were discussing about the interhalogen compounds. So discussion is on regarding the interhalogen compounds. So definition of interhalogen compound, what is the meaning of X dash, and even some what I taught you the classification also interhalogen compound. Once again I wrote here, on the basis of nature we can classify. So nature means neutral and charged. Neutral means without charge species. So these types of interhalogen compounds are there: ClF, IF, BrCl3, BrF3, IF7. Charge two types are there, positive and negative. Here I specified positively charged interhalogen compound means they are also known as positive interhalogen cation. Positive interhalogen cation. So just see, they must have positive charge. ClF positive, ClF2 positive, negative interhalogen anions. Negatively charged interhalogen compounds, just see, this is Ki3. When Ki3 is dissociated, it forms K positive plus I3 negative. I3 structure is like that. Between two iodine covalent bond is there, and between this iodine, third iodine and I2 means it is like that, I2 and I negative. This is like that. Okay. So here what is there? Coordinate bond is there. So now this iodine has got I negative. So generally we are writing Ki3, but actually one iodine has got negative charge. So this is negatively charged interhalogen compound or negative interhalogen anion. Or you can write interhalogen anion and this one interhalogen cation. Both way. Positive interhalogen means what you will write? Interhalogen cation. Negative interhalogen anion means interhalogen anion. So just try to understand. If you are writing interhalogen cation, so don't write positive. If you are writing interhalogen anion, so don't write negative. If you are not writing cation, then write positive interhalogen. And if you don't want to write anion, then write negative interhalogen. This is as per your wish. Okay. What I am guessing that you are having problem to understand all these things. So let us go for the second one classification, that is on the basis of oxidation state of halogen atom. So the oxidation state of halogen is +1, +3, +5 and +7. On that basis I wrote here X dash, X dash 3, X 5, X 7. Okay, any problem? And already I told you what is the meaning of X and X dash. X is the halogen atom having more atomic size and less electronegativity. X negative is the halogen atom only, but having small size and more electronegativity. Okay, just see. How many halogens are there? This is fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine. Okay. And now try to understand. Electronegativity decreases down the group. Electronegativity decreases down the group. So I will be X for Br, Cl and F. Am I correct or not? Means their atomic size is large and electronegativity is less. So what is there? This is IF, ICl, IBr. I wrote here. Now Br will be electropositive for Cl and F. So we can write like that also. BrCl, BrF. Okay. Similarly, we can write ClF. But F will be electronegative for all. I hope that you are getting this one. Try to understand what is the meaning of X. X is the halogen atom having more atomic size and less electronegativity. So in this regard, iodine will be electropositive for Br, Cl and F. Correct? Br will be electropositive for Cl and F. Cl will be electropositive for F. But F will not be electropositive anyone. Now F will be electronegative for all. Reason you know, fluorine is having the highest electronegativity, so it will be electronegative for all. Have you got this one or not? IBr, ICl, IF, correct or not? You make here, correct or not? IF, ICL, IBr, then BrCl, BrF, then ClF. Okay, so just see here, iodine is, just see, in these three, iodine is greater than, in terms of size, greater than fluorine. Similarly, iodine is greater than size as compared to chlorine. So I hope that you have got this one. Okay, so this is important thing. Now same way you can write here also. Now just see here, X is single positive, X dash is single negative. With respect to this one, this is -1, this is +1. Here also this is +1, this is -1, 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 this is +1, this is -1. Correct or not? Any problem here? No problem. Now what about the next one? The next one is X dash 3. So just see here, just see, IBr3, ICl3, IF3, correct or not? Now BrCl3, BrF3, correct? Have you got this one or not? Okay, no problem. Now same way, now just see here oxidation state X3 is the N means what? Number of X dash atom. It depends upon the atomic size of X. Study only I told you. So you can write this one, IF3, BrCl3, BrF3, correct or not? Everything you have written here. What about this one? Same way you can write this one also, IF5, BrF5, IF5, BrF5, then ClF5. Okay, now try to understand. IBr5 won't be there. Reason. Now try to understand. Both will be in bigger size, so the stability will be less. That is why IBr5 or BrCl5 is not formed. At least one should be in the small size. So fluorine is the small size. Now here what is there? IF7. Only one is known. So I hope that you have got. These are interhalogen compound only. Interhalogen compound. Why interhalogen compound? Just you see. Only the halogen atom is involved in the formation of interhalogen compounds. Everywhere. Let you check here X dash or X dash 3, X dash 5, X dash 7. Correct or not? Everywhere halogen is only there. So just if you remember this one now, then very easily you can do. Once again I am repeating. I may be electric positive for Br, Cl and F. Similarly, Br can be electropositive for Cl and F. Cl will be electropositive for F, but F will not be electropositive for anyone. Similarly, I will not be electronegative for anyone because their atomic size is the largest and electronegativity is least. Okay, so these are the interhalogen compounds. So dear cadets, now I hope that you have got the interhalogen compound. As far as their name is concerned, very easily you can write iodine monofluoride, iodine monochloride, iodine monobromide, bromine monochloride, bromine monofluoride, chlorine monofluoride. Similarly, iodine tribromide, iodine trichloride, iodine trifluoride. Same way here, iodine pentafluoride, bromine pentafluoride, chlorine pentafluoride, iodine heptafluoride. Okay, so just see, less electronegative atom or less electronegative halogen name should be first and more electronegative should be afterwards. That is the normal rule. Here also we should follow here. Okay, less electronegative halogen atom will act as a electropositive. More electronegative halogen atom will act as a electronegative. That is the only difference. Okay, so this is all about the interhalogen compound. Now preparation, how you can prepare the interhalogen compound. Let us see, I want to prepare this one, ClF. Okay, so Cl2 plus F2, 437 Kelvin temperature, ClF is formed. Similarly, ClF3, that is 573 Kelvin. So here Cl2 plus F2, Cl2 plus F2, that is equal to ClF3. This is chlorine monofluoride, this is chlorine trifluoride. What is this one? Chlorine trifluoride. Just temperature you have to remember. Now if you want to prepare this one, BrF5 or ClF5, Cl2 plus F2 equal to, just see, Cl2 plus F2 equal to ClF5. Now just see, here you will write 2, so here you have to write 5. So this is ClF5. Okay, in this way, now some condition is also required, you have to remember. In this way you can prepare also. Now properties of interhalogen compound. What are the properties? The first property is reactivity. Interhalogen compounds are more reactive than original halogen. Okay, original halogens compounds are Cl2, Br2, I2, F2. These are original halogen molecules. Interhalogen, these are interhalogen. So interhalogen compounds are more reactive than original halogen molecules. Why? We'll discuss separately this one. One question is also there. In NCERT also it is there. ICl is more reactive than Cl2. Okay. Now in the page number I will tell you, this is the question. ICl is more reactive than I2. Yes, ICl is more reactive than I2. We'll answer that question also. So reactivity we'll discuss separately. Polar nature. Okay. Interhalogen compounds, they are in polar nature. Why they are polar in nature? Because of the difference in electronegativity. Because of the difference in electronegativity, they are polar in nature. While in case of original halogen Cl2, there are two types of covalent bond. First one is the non-polar covalent bond. What is the meaning of non-polar covalent bond? If the molecules is formed between two atoms which are having same electronegativity. Okay, difference in the electronegativity is not there. So that would be the non-polar covalent bond. Like just see, Cl2, F2, Br2, I2, isn't it? They are non-polar. What are they? Non-polar. What about this one? Just try to understand. ICl, difference in electronegativity is there between iodine and chlorine. Similarly, BrF5, here also difference in electronegativity is there, bromine and fluorine. So all interhalogen compounds are, instead of ICl and BrF5, you can write here interhalogen compounds. Interhalogen compound. All interhalogen compounds are polar. What are they? They are polar. Why they are polar? Due to difference in electronegativity of bonded atom. They are polar. And original halogen molecules, they are non-polar. So that is discussion here. Polar nature. What about hydrolysis? Now hydrolysis is one of the important aspect and we will discuss this one. Just see, I will give you one prototype. Prototype means one original formula, and very easily you can put any interhalogen compound and you can hydrolyze it. So just try to understand. This is H2O. Okay. Now suppose X dash type of halogen you are subjecting for hydrolysis. So what are the product? You will get here HX plus HOX. Okay, are you getting my point or not? HOX. HX dash means this dash will go with the hydrogen. Similarly, X dash, so this time X dash 3 you take, plus H2O. So what will be the product? One product will be HX dash only. but this time you will get HOXO, or you can write HXO2. Okay, HXO2. Next one is X-5 plus H2O. So what you will get? You will get HX dash plus HOXO2 or HXO3. HXO3. Are you getting my point or not? Yes. Now we can take here individual examples. Now similarly, if you are taking this one X-7 plus H2O, so no hydrolysis. Now no hydrolysis. We have already discussed this one. In case of SF6, what is there? This is chemically inert due to bigger size of iodine. Bigger size of iodine is surrounded by 7 fluorine molecules. So 7 fluorine molecules will not allow the water molecules to reach to the iodine atom. Spatial crowding is there. What is the name of that effect? Steric hindrance. Because of steric hindrance, this will not be subjected for hydrolysis. And now I hope that you are getting this one. What is this one? HXO. This is hypohalous acid. What about this one? This is halous. This is halic. Perhalic is not formed. Halic. And now if I will take here Cl, so what would be there? Hypochlorous, chlorous, chloric. Now you can put this one individual interhalogen compounds, whatever you want. Now I will write this side. Just see. Accordingly, will subject it for hydrolysis. Just see. The first one. Take, suppose I have taken ICl. Okay, ICl, first case. ICl plus H2O plus H2O. So what is here? Just see. Now this is HCl plus HOI. HOI. That would be there or not? Yes, HOI. Now second one. Second one is, suppose I took this one, IBr3 or IF3. IF3 plus H2O. So what is the product here? The product will be HF plus, now just see, HiO2 or HOIO. Okay, correct. Now suppose third one, take this one. Suppose I took ClF5 plus H2O. So what is the product? One product will be HF, another product will be HClO3, or you can write HOClO2. Okay, no problem at all. Yes. Now in same way you can prepare. Now just see, you can balance the reaction also. I don't have any problem. Now what is the name of this one? This is hypoiodous acid. This is hydrogen chloride, you know. What about this one? This is iodous acid. What about this one? This is chloric acid. HClO3 chloric acid. We have already discussed. So whatever way we are hydrolyzing, I took individual interhalogen compound and subject it for the hydrolysis. Now please remember, this is there. Means a simple thing is there. I will generalize. If XX dash type of interhalogen compound is subjected for hydrolysis, so one product is hydrogen halide and another one is the hypohalous acid. If XX-3 is subjected for hydrolysis, one product is hydrolysis product, one product is hydrogen halide, and second one is halous acid. This one is a halous. HXO2 is a halous acid. Okay, individually chlorous, bromous, iodous. Correct or not? Not a hypo. Okay, you know the name of oxo acids. Now if X-5 type of interhalogen compound is subjected for hydrolysis, then the product is product is hydrogen halide and halic acid. What is this one? Halic acid. This is chloric acid. Chloric acid. Chloric acid. Correct? Any problem here? Chloric acid. Okay. Now IF7 or X dash type of 7 will not undergo hydrolysis. So this is also completely completed hydrolysis. Now the last one is the structure. I will take the structure and will explain one particular example. But just remember, X dash 3 type, they will be T-shaped. That is their shape. T-shaped. What about their shape? They will be square pyramidal. All will be square pyramidal. I am writing here. Square pyramidal. Square pyramidal. Okay. Square pyramidal. And they will be pentagonal pyramidal. We'll explain their structure also separately. But remember, all X dash 3 type will be T-shaped. What is this one? T-shaped. Okay. They will be square pyramidal and they will be pentagonal pyramidal. Pentagonal pyramidal. Okay. So now, dear cadets, just see this question. This is important question. Interhalogen compounds are more reactive than halogen molecules except F2Y. Or one NCERT question is there. ICl is more reactive than I2. So the meaning is same because ICl is the interhalogen compound and I2 is original molecules of halogen. Okay. Now just see. Answer will start from here. Interhalogen compounds are more reactive than halogen molecules because of 2 reasons. How many reasons? 2 reasons. Number 1, just try to understand. Interhalogen compounds, they are formed between 2 or more different kinds of halogen atom. So there is a difference in the electronegativity. Okay. Take any one, ICl, IF3, BRF5 or ICl5. Everywhere what is there? Dissimilar kind of halogen atom is there and their electronegativity difference is more. So more the electronegativity difference, so what would be there? Because of more electronegativity difference, whatever covalent bond is formed, that is of polar nature. Okay. It is not non-polar, it is polar nature and polarity arises due to difference in electronegativity of bonded atom. So once the molecules become polar, then what would be there? Once the molecules become polar, then what is there? Covalent bond become weak and weak bond easily dissociate. Weak bond easily dissociate, easily breaks. So greater ease of breaking resulting into more reactivity. If bond breaks easily, reactivity will be more. So since in interhalogen compound, covalent bond is polar in nature, that is why it is a weak bond, resulting into its breaking is easy, hence they are more reactive. In case of halogen compound, halogen molecules like Cl2, Br2, F2, I2, what is happening? What is happening? They means covalent bond is formed between similar kind of halogen atom. So if it is formed between similar kind of atom, then what would be there? Electronegativity difference is not there. And what kind of covalent bond will form? Non-polar covalent bond form. And non-polar covalent bond is stronger than polar. So more amount of energy is needed to break the bond between Cl-Cl or Br-Br or I because it is non-polar in nature. Hence that bond will not be broken easily, hence they are less reactive. This is the first reason. What is the second reason? Second reason I wrote here, just see. In halogen atom overlapping, in halogen atom, so in place of atom you write halogen molecules. Halogen molecules. In halogen molecules, overlapping orbital will not have difference in energy level. Just see, let us say Cl2. So what are the overlapping orbital? 3p and 3p. Am I correct or not? So in halogen molecules, overlapping orbital will not have energy difference, hence the extent of overlapping will be more. If extent of overlapping is more, stronger covalent bond will form. While in case of interhalogen compound, let us say IF3, so the overlapping orbital is 6p and 2p. So what is their energy difference is there or not? 6p and 2p. So extent of overlapping is less and bond form after overlapping will be weak. So I wrote here, in halogen molecules overlapping orbital will not have energy difference, while in interhalogen compound overlapping orbitals, now I wrote this side, will have energy difference, hence form covalent bond is weak and it dissociate easily, hence more reactive. Okay, so the extent of overlapping is playing the role here. So because of these two reasons, interhalogen compounds are more reactive. Now you can take here also same example, ICl. So both reason is applicable here also. Just see, ICl is interhalogen compound, electronegativity difference is there between iodine and Cl, while in I2 I will not have electronegativity difference. So this is polar covalent bond is formed here non-polar, that is why it will break away easily. Okay, moreover to this, here I and Cl overlapping orbital is 6p and 3p. Okay, so energy level difference is there, so extent of overlapping will be less. Here what is there? 6p, so energy level difference is not there in the overlapping. Correct or not? So try to understand, the overlapping orbital of fluorine is 2p, Cl is 3p, bromine is 4p and iodine is 5p. Sorry, I told here 6p, it is 5p. Okay, iodine overlapping orbital is 5p, not 6p. Okay, so in this way you can write the answer of such kind of questions. Here they have given one thing, interhalogen compounds are more reactive than halogen molecules except F2. Means just try to understand, fluorine molecules is more reactive than interhalogen compound. You can write another question also, F2 is even more reactive than interhalogen compound. So just see their answer also you can write, just see. So this is F2 is exceptional. Okay, all other halogens are, means interhalogen compounds are more reactive than halogens except fluorine. So we can write this one also, na, fluorine is more reactive than interhalogen compound. So why fluorine is more reactive than interhalogen compound? Very simple answer is there. Fluorine bond dissociation enthalpy is very less. F. Why bond dissociation enthalpy is very less in case of fluorine? This is just 158 kilojoule mole inverse. That much amount of energy is needed to break this bond. Why F2 bond dissociation enthalpy is less? Because of its small size, its lone pair and bond pair. Because of its small size and high electronegativity, its lone pair bond pair electrons are very close. So this lone pair and bond pair electron, they will repel each other. Because of this repulsion, this bond will become weak and it will be more reactive. So this is the reason that F2 is even more reactive than interhalogen compound. So I hope that you have got the answer of this one. Now another one thing is structure, that is the last thing. So now just see the structure of interhalogen compound. So just see the structure of interhalogen. How many types of interhalogen compounds are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, XX dash type. Their structure is linear or distorted linear. Next one is XX-3 type, that is T-shaped. What is this one? T-shaped. Okay. XX-5 type, that is the square pyramidal. XX-7 type, this is trigonal bipyramidal. So just try to understand, in your syllabus the one structure of this one should be explained on the basis of BSE-PR theory and one of this one. So here as a this one representative I am taking ClF3 and for this one I am taking BrF5. That is given in the NCERT book also. But remember, all interhalogen compound which is having XX-5 type of formula will have this structure. All XX-3 types of interhalogen compound will have T-shaped structure. Okay, so as a prototype, as an example, will explain one only. Okay, and the last year IF7 structure already I have taught you. IF7 pentagonal bipyramidal. So there is no need, on the basis of hybridization you can explain. Okay, so now I am taking ClF3. Okay, now I am rubbing this one ClF3. So okay, first write the Cl17 ground state electronic configuration. So we'll write the electronic configuration of those orbital which we require. So just see 3s, 3p and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is 3s, this is 3p, this is 3d, 3d0, 3p5, 3s2. So the 2 electron here 3p1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Correct or not? This is ground state. Another one is Cl17, that is excited state. In excited state what is there? This 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now try to understand. Our structure is this one ClF3, means in Cl atom we want 3 unpaired electron because number of fluorine is 3. So now just see this one. Now here 2 electron would be there. Now 1 electron of this one will jump and will go here. Okay, excited state. Now Cl17, now HS, hybridized state. So this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now here what is there? This is 2. Now here what is there? 2. Here 1, 1, 1. So what is the name of hybridization? sp3d. sp3d hybridization. Now overlapping. Now just see with these 3 unpaired electron. Okay, here you write overlapping by 3f atom. So just see here 1 fluorine, 2nd fluorine, here what is there? 3rd fluorine. Okay, so these 3 fluorine atom overlap here. Okay, now just see 3 fluorine atom overlapped, but these 2 will be present as a lone pair. So just see ClF structure. Cl, now this will be 1 lone pair, this will be another lone pair. Now one F will be here, another F will be here and another F will be here. If you see clearly, what are these lone pair? Actually sp3d means what is the shape? The sp3 means it should be trigonal bipyramidal. Trigonal bipyramidal. That is the structure of sp, just like PCl5. But because of the presence of this one, because of presence of lone pair of electron, these are LP. Its shape is like that. Just see T shape. If you see clearly, this is, don't see these lone pair of electron. You see that much. So it is T shaped or not? What is this one? T shaped. Okay, T shaped. Correct. Now here lone pair of electron is there. And now you can, now I took here ClF3. You can take IF3. You take BrF3. All will have same structure. In place of Cl you have to write Br or I. and now here 3p. So if you are taking bromine, so 4p. If you are taking iodine, 5p. Rest everything will be same only. Now next one is structure of. So ultimately what is the shape here? T-shaped. Remember what is that one? T-shaped. Okay. Now so this was the structure of ClF3. Now suppose I want to explain you the structure of BrF5. This is X-phi type. Okay. So now here what you will take? You will take Br. Br means 35. Here also Br. Here 35. Excited state. Now here also Br 35. Now overlapping by 5f atom. Now just see here. Now Br means this one would be 4s2. This is 4p5. Okay. This would be 4d. Correct. Now here how many unpaired electron you want? You want 5 unpaired electron. So to get the 5 unpaired electron, what you will do? Just see. Excited state. Right now 1 electron you have jumped. So now this one and this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right now. So don't excite this one. Just jump 2 electron here. Okay. Just 4p. Both electron will be unpaired. So now what would be the hybridization now? Now 1 electron is here also. Okay. So and this would be unpaired. So now here what would be there? Just see. Now the name of hybridization is sp3d2. sp3d2. Here 1 fluorine atom will overlap. Already 2 are there. Here also it will overlap. Okay. So 5 are there overlapping by 5f atom. Okay. Now just see. So if sp3d2 hybridization is there, so without the presence of lone pair of electron, what should be the geometry? Octahedral. This is the geometry. But here octahedral geometry is not there. Square planar geometry would be there. 1 lone pair will be present there. What would be the structure? Just see. It would be like that. Br, here F, here also F, here also F, here also F. Now one place what would be there? Now bromine atom, here F, and here 1 lone pair of electron. What is the shape of this one? This shape is known as square pyramidal. Okay. Don't write octahedral. This is the normal geometry. Normal geometry means it is not distorted. Now when it is distorted, then it is square pyramidal. Okay. This is the normal geometry. Similarly, don't write in case of sp3d hybridization trigonal bipyramidal. Their original shape is T-shaped. Okay. These are the normal geometry in absence of lone pair of electron. Once the lone pair of electron is present, their geometry will be disturbed. So this is BrF5 structure. Okay. And now you take IF5 or ClF5. All will have same structure. In this way, entire halogen is completely completed. Tomorrow I will start 18th group, that is 0 group gases. 18th group means noble gases. Okay. In this way, entire halogen is completely completed. Thank you.